So, Lord willing is edifying. All right. And you know what? Another thing too, what you're gonna see start happening, a lot of women are gonna start approaching brothers. You know, women, they maybe watch you, on the YouTube, watch your lessons or whatnot, and you could just say so-called random women. You know, a lot of that's gonna start happening because women, they have a natural instinct built within them to survive. They're all about survival, and everybody can feel in the spirit something's getting ready to happen, man. So women, they're gonna want that hedge. You brothers are gonna be that hedge for them.
Alright, Shalom, Shalom. As always, I want to start these videos by giving all glory, honor, and thanks to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son for this wisdom and knowledge. That is Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Harakak, as well as the salutations upon to the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, whom I learned this truth under and have been laboring in this 144% doctrine, helping younger brothers such as myself understand the mysteries of these scriptures. This being something of the sort titled Dark Calamitous Dream, okay, that would take place in this current year of 2025. Because a couple weeks ago, I had a dream, and it was a spirit, because it was the same night the elder out there in Chicago, Elder Uriah, posted about men supposed to have multiple women, and basically how crazy and messed up it is in this gender war hell that Esau done created. Esau being the so-called self-proclaimed WHITE man, and he done created division amongst the family of the Israelites, starting with the head tribe of Judah. Okay, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans being the Israelites, starting with Judah, the head tribe, being the so-called blacks. And you see that mainly here in America. It's completely messed up to no return out here. But the dream I got that night that this elder posted this video was the same night I had this dream, and it was a really dark vision of the Lord didn't give me a vision of what happened specifically. I just know some type of calamitous dark event happened, and it was basically a market correction to the majority of these women's attitude, okay, and how they viewed men. Because right now, the same old thing we say over and over and over, but that's the mindset these women have in this matriarchal feminist hell that Esau done created and set up, and the Lord allowed him to set it up. But where niggas ain't shit, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. It's hot girl summer. You know what I'm saying? But that mindset is gonna go bye bye, and can go bye bye, and as soon as something bad happens, and we seen it with these fires. The Lord done set them fires up in the ass of Los Angeles, a city that is long overdue for a fire and needs some cleansing with all the wickedness promoted and spread around the world within that city. Okay, the Lord is sending catastrophes left and right. So let's this video being titled a dark calamitous dream, that basically, some type of catastrophic event I through a dream I had happened this year, and it basically set everyone to factory setting. The women got back into a feminine nature, and in the masculine men, that especially as the scripture said, the Lord will make a man, one of his men, the Israelite man of the elect, more precious than fine gold. They were in their masculine, we were in our masculine frame, and the women that were left were attracted to that. And this isn't about chasing women. This is just talking about, how it is right now. But all that is going to change. We know that the pursuing the scriptures, that the fashion of this world is passing away, is going to pass away. And we going to see that with a lot of calamities and death to the Esau's end of his rulership. Okay, so let's get the definition of calamity and some synonyms. Calamity, an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress. A disaster, the journey had led to a calamity and ruin. And some synonyms: disaster, catastrophe, tragedy, crisis, adversity, tribulation, woe, affliction, evil, misfortune. Okay, and a lot of calamities, a lot of woes, a lot of afflictions and evil is finna take place, especially here in the chief place of evil and wickedness, Babylon the Great America. Okay, and that this is the land also where these women sit at ease the most. So when all hell breaks loose, they gonna catch the most hell, because especially as a Judite man, we used to catching hell. So the affliction's gonna crank up more, we know. But we used to being on that side of the fence of affliction. These women, the past 6 decades, they not gonna be used to it. So it's gonna be a sudden shock. It's gonna be a instant market correction, okay? And these women ain't gonna be prepared for this type of war and evil and death out here in these streets, okay? These women are not naturally built for war. Men are, and they done made a lot of enemies on their little high horse of feminism, and that's gonna come full circle. And that I saw that in the dream I had that the Lord gave me. It wasn't anything specific, but the attitude that a lot of these women that we see here in the United States current present day, okay, through whether it be in person or on social media, on these TV shows and the music and entertainment, that shit gonna go bye-bye. And all it takes really is one calamity. And once again, we've seen it with the Lord touching up Los Angeles with these fires and all these catastrophes and these hurricanes and disasters. Ain't no strong independent women during these catastrophes and these quote unquote T attacks. Okay, and more of these plagues and calamities and disasters is coming to here, Babylon the Great America, the chief place of wickedness and evil, and of the so-called self-proclaimed WHITE man's kingdom. This is the chief seat of wickedness. Let's just rifle through these precepts. Lord willing, this be edifying. Ephesians 5 verse 15 and 16. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And that's one thing, just being out here in well-traveled and out here, in these inner cities, is men have just naturally, men being the providers and the stronger vessel, have more of a spirit of circumspection to watch their surroundings. These women are at ease. So when all out hell breaks loose, they gonna be caught off guard. They not gonna have that same spirit of watching they back, and it's gonna catch up. It's gonna be a lot of niggers waiting in the cut to get their chunk of flesh. Okay, a lot of these incels, these guys that are sexually restricted and been turned down. A lot of demonic like spirits is gonna be out loose. And ain't finna be no 911 to come save their ass. Okay, that's the reality that the scriptures bring. And I saw when that calamity came and the dominoes fell, there was an instant market correction to the behavior and attitude amongst these women. Mark 13 verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. And we've seen that as the going back to the video, the elder down there in Mississippi, I believe he changed it. Looked like he changed his YouTube handle. I believe his last one was Yahweh Shai is coming back. But down there in Mississippi, he said we can all feel through the spirit something's ready to pop off. Something about to go down. We can feel it. In 2025, it's starting off with no games. I've never felt through the spirit a year that just felt like walking on hot ice and thin blades. That's why I brought up Ephesians 5 15 and 16. Got to walk circumspectly, talking to myself first and foremost, because we are living in some very evil times and days out here, and the evil is increasing. The scriptures speak on that the Lord is going to hit this place up, modern day Egypt, with plagues as before, and we're seeing it only a couple weeks into this new year. Isaiah 13 verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And I'll just, skip down to verse 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Okay, and that's nothing. What's coming here to Babylon the Great America is going to be a lot of evil, and we know our women, starting with the Judite woman, so-called black woman, the end of is joined unto this system of wickedness created by Esau Edom, going back to the serpent in the garden, the serpent beguiling Eve. We see that in modern day. She's attached to this system, feminism and capitalism, and this what's the liberalism, all this liberty they have. She's more attached than ever. Okay, starting with all the tribes, but mainly with Judah. Okay, well, when all that goes down, who they gonna call now, as the Kanye song says? Okay, and the scriptures speak on wives being ravished. These women gonna get ravished out here when there ain't no security, ain't no police, ain't no 911, ain't no fire department, ain't no paramedics. It's gonna be straight up hell out here, and you, Lord willing, we be the men of fine gold, spoken on in Isaiah 13 to 12 verse, not to heap concubines or wives unto us, but we want to be saved first and foremost. And whoever the Lord sees fit on that other side, on the female side, to ride with us, that's who he sees fit. But we trying to get our own ass saved. Okay, we're seeking our own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, first and foremost, talking about myself and the rest of the beloved Akim, like-minded Akim. Okay, we want to be saved, because it is going to, if the scriptures speak on, men are going to be afraid in that day. How much more you women? All right, that's why there's going to be a complete market correction to all these women's attitude that they currently have, that attitude of ease and arrogancy and haughtiness and I don't need a man for nothing. All that shit can go bye-bye with one calamity. Okay, continuing, Lord willing, this is concise and to the point. Jeremiah 4 verse 30 and 31. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rinsest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, in the anguish of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of a daughter of Zion that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me now, for my soul is worried because of murderers. Okay, and that's first and foremost talking about us as a nation of Israel. Our souls are worried because of murderers. We're pursuing the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Our life is constantly in doubt and fear. But we can also relate that to the women of our nation. They right now, they living at ease, and they've made, a lot of these women have made the men of their own nation and amongst their own tribes complete enemies. They become the ops, joined up with Esau. So when all hell breaks loose, as is said in the 30th verse, thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. So we ain't no Instagram and Snapchat, and we seen TikTok potentially get shut down, and ain't no social media, and Jake see you, or one of these just regular heathen nation men see you out in the street, they gonna shoot. They ain't gonna shoot your shot and try to ask you out to go to eat. They gonna take their chunk of flesh. These women gonna get straight ravished out here. Okay, and it speaks on this in many scriptures. But right now, dealing in this matriarchal hell, this artificial hell that Esau done created, because he naturally cannot compete sexually with Jake, okay? Because he knows he'll get outnumbered. So he creates this false system of the genders being so-called equal, so to try to kill us off, because the scriptures speak on not to usurp the authority, a woman not to usurp the authority of a man, as well as all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, and of the woman came the beginning of sin. Through her we all die. So Esau sets up the women of our nation to be above the Israelite man, to kill and destroy us. But sooner or later that witchcraft is going to wear off, and these women going to have a very sobering like reality. Micah 7 verse 9. And right now we got to bear that indignation of the Lord, one of the chief ones being this feminist hell we're currently in. That's going to soon end in a vision I had. Okay, Lord willing, it be that this year, 2025. I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So these women that walk around boastfully with that Cardi B sexy red like for the streets attitude, okay, it is not going to end well for them, okay? As the scriptures say, envy not the glory of a sinner, for we, paraphrasing, shall not know what their end shall be. Okay, and a lot of these are women, and it's sad, but it's just reality. And the scriptures have joined unto Satan, Esau, Edom. Well, we know what their end gonna be. It's gonna be a brutal death. Okay, when this society collapses and it's looking more and more unstable, circling the drain as the days go by. This new year just started. What we 3 weeks in. Donald Trump ain't even got into office, and he's potentially talking about invading other nations and cutting child support and all these benefits these women been basking in over the last 6 decades. And we gonna see what that gonna lead to right here. 2nd Ezra 15, starting at verse 14 through let's go to 19. Close off on this. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courts of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, there's that word pride again, going back to Isaiah 13 and 11. Because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And going back to, let's get these synonyms, we got a cold front down there in Texas. We done seen hurricanes rip up through Florida and the mountains down there in the Carolinas, what was the Blue Hill Mountains in Tennessee. We seen insurance companies pull out of Florida and California. We're seeing crazy like weather and earthquakes all over the world in diverse places. And this just the start. The Lord could have another earthquake come through and hit up Seattle or something. The Lord got a lot in stock or in store, or some type of tornadoes. We're seeing the plagues as well as potential new pestilences and diseases spring up left and right. These are plagues left and right. They're not stopping. Okay, and is we gonna see these calamities, these disasters, and all it takes is one disaster like tragedy to completely lower the veil, the mask of this false reality are the women of our nation have been living in under Esau Edom's system. Okay, and Lord willing, this isn't about getting revenge on these women or whatever. This is about our survival, but it's gonna be just the cold reality. These women gonna be looking for survival and looking for help out here. Okay, and the ones that don't get it, they goners. All right, that's just a reality of war. And nothing but war and evils are coming to this place, Babylon the Great, America. Okay, just a vision I had of a dark times coming here in 2025. Lord willing, it come to pass, because we want to get the hell out of here and get to a kingdom of peace and righteousness where our people, male, woman, family, father, son, husband, daughter, are all on the same accord. All 12 tribes united in peace. And we're not living under subjection of these heathen nations, starting chiefly with the devil, that the Bible speaks of himself, Esau, Edom. Okay, but we're seeing this man's end come sooner and sooner as each day passes. I hope this was edifying. Shalom.